Well, there's been rumors of Hal Jordan being cast, but what about Jon Stewart? Well, first rumor up for this, as far as I know, is an actor by the name of Kelvin Harrison Jr. No, I don't really know much about him either, but it makes sense since the rumor has always been, and not the rumor, it's pretty much they want a younger Jon Stewart, younger in comparison to Hal Jordan, in the idea that he would be, the rookie Green Lantern mentored by the veteran Hal Jordan. So, it says he's 30 years old, known for playing Martin Luther King in the Genius TV series. For Chevalier, he played B.B. King in the Elvis movie. Is that Loose? Monster and more. So, of course, he's got some acting credits, but it fits in with the overall plan of a young, relatively, unknown actor, somewhat, who might not cost as much to hire him in the role. And so he certainly looks the part, and would be in fitting at what the rumors were, is that Josh Brolin was approached and pursued, but he passed on the role. But that gives you an idea of the age range they're looking for. I didn't think they would go that old, because the difference between the two would be, rather extreme in that case. So Chris Pine has been mentioned, but I don't know that they he might be a little too expensive as well. The Matthew McConaughey rumors were, it seems those weren't really true, and Ewan McGregor probably the same. So yeah, it goes on about he's expected to be younger and all that. Apparently, this actor, his sister was in the Air Force, so he has saying that's a military connection for if he was in it, but Jon Stewart is actually was in the Marines, whereas Hal Jordan was in the Air Force. So anyway, there you go. And this is McCloyne weighing in on what he thinks is that he doubts Gunn would be able to go with an A-list actor for Hal Jordan, and that they wanted one, but they can't really do it because it would be too expensive, and that Warner Brothers is in trouble. And he makes the point of House of the Dragon Season 2, and it had several repetitive episodes that's akin to filler, and possibly that's because, you didn't have the money for anything else. They spent all the money in the main spectacular dragon battle that they had kind of in the middle of the season, and then it just kind of fizzles towards the end. So I guess the only other solution would have been to shave off episodes, but what have you, that's what they did. But the troubles for Warner Brothers continue, so it's a perfectly credible assumption to say that money's going to be a problem here. And maybe that was Josh Brolin saying, yeah, I'm not taking that just for that, or what have you, even though I suspect that this is a one-season deal for whoever plays Hal Jordan. And going forward, this guy will be their Green Lantern as the Jon Stewart Green Lantern. So anyway, we'll see how that goes. He's pushing for Armie Hammer, who would be more than eager to take the job, but the scandal hanging over him. But he certainly would take it on the cheap, that sort of thing. So who knows? But nevertheless, there it is. So this is at least the first actor I've heard in the running for Jon Stewart, and this is coming from Daniel RPK. Yeah, he tends to get it right more times than not. So odds are this might be Jon Stewart. So there you go. Which superhero has the best costume? Spider-Man, Batman? Well, yeah, Spider-Man wins that all the time. Oh, I keep forgetting to click the results. Oh, wow. Anyway, Superman is dead in Superman and Lois. So basically, there's a new trailer or teaser getting ready for that coming very shortly, actually. And so it looks as if similar to the comics, that Superman does not survive his battle with Doomsday. But of course, I imagine they will resurrect him and all that. But it did show an awful lot of spectacular battles and whatnot. Lex Luthor appears to suit up in a war suit similar to what Steel has. He and his daughter are in the show, albeit, I'm sure, as guest starring roles, so they don't cost as much. But it's only 10 episodes, so maybe they're able to spread out the action to keep it on par with what it was, of a combination between, basic small town soap opera type storylines that were well done, and then throw in the Superman action here and there to keep the costs low and whatnot. But in this go around, they really don't have enough money to spare, so it's quite reduced to quite a bit. So all along, there's been elements of the series that hearkened to the death of Superman and return of Superman storylines, and so in a roundabout, ass backwards way, they would do this. So it's kind of somewhat appropriate that it ends. Well, it's not appropriate. They wanted to go on much longer, and it would have been cooler had they done that, but it is what it is. But nevertheless, that it concludes on a similar narrative there with Superman versus Doomsday and so on. So looking forward to it, and yet dreading that it's over, but there it is. So probably the first episode looks like it opens up with Superman dead from his fight with Doomsday. Meanwhile, over at the MCU, we got some new rumors with Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Nova, and more. So let's just skip on ahead. No, Spider-Man. The rumors come from, again, Daniel RPK, so there's probably something to this. Claims that a big Sony Marvel deal is happening involving Tom Holland as Spider-Man in the MCU. It's known Spider-Man 4 is in development, but according to the scooper, big plans involve using Tom Holland as Spidey in more projects. Now, this is a smart thing, of course, using Spider-Man as the glue for what's left of MCU can help other films. Not having been able to utilize him previously could have been a way to make it a little easier, but those films were so bad it would have been a waste of him. So it's probably just as well they didn't. But it stands to reason, Marvel Comics, Spider-Man is Marvel Comics, and they did very well before, and what they achieved with the MCU before they could get him in there. But you really need him in there. And so makes sense that he'd be the guy popping up here and there. I'm guessing a little more than, closing credit scenes and that sort of thing. But, we'll see. So it's also said Kevin Feige will oversee the new solo films. Well, with the new Spider-Man trilogy previously rumored to be in the works. Rumors have also offered Spider-Man 4 will be an Avengers-level movie. Now, this, I was kind of hoping they'd give him more of a street-level Spider-Man story. And then, okay, fine, it ends with, in-credit scenes, foretelling his Avengers adventures coming up, that sort of thing. But if the whole movie is like that, then it's another... the Earth's in trouble and only Spider-Man can save it, stuff like that. So some fans are hoping for Tom Hardy's Venom to finally cross over with Tom. I'm not. It's just so far removed. It doesn't, just say, hey, look. But it probably will, if only for the gimmick that they're continuously relying on, leading to Secret Wars with multiverse shenanigans. So, yeah, odds are he might show up in that. It's also expected that Holland goes on to be featured in Marvel's upcoming Avengers Doomsday. I think that's very true. Have a reunion with Robert Downey Jr., but he'll be Victor Von Doom in there. And then, of course, Secret Wars. So Doubt he'll be getting the Venom suit in that, but I don't know. Crazier things have happened. Meanwhile, Elizabeth Olsen, it would be nice to see her again. Yes, it would. Scarlet Witch movie in development. Another fan-favorite Marvel character, Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen. The last we saw of Wanda was under a pile of rubble at the end of Doctor Strange 2. However, Olsen just said she thinks Wanda could be alive. Yeah. Even though you saw her on a stretcher in a morgue in Agatha, well, not her, but someone with red hair. Doesn't really matter. It was all a dream. Rumors offer a Scarlet Witch movie is in development with WandaVision and Agatha's Jack Schaefer writing the script along with Marvel's Megan McDonnell. Well, yeah, you're going to need a new team on that. Olsen also said she wants the smartest writers. Well, keep looking. To explain how she returns from the dead. So we'll have to see how it all works out. Agatha and the Marvels haven't done too well. Now Agatha's only got 2 episodes in, but come on. And I don't know. Maybe it's not Jack Schaefer's fault. Maybe you're stuck with where you are with dumb crap, and I don't know. I think Schaefer was one of the directors approached for Star Trek 4. That is the movie that's always announced but will never be made. Anyway, Daniel RPK says the Scarlet Witch movie is not expected to start filming anytime soon, but is indeed in development. So, okay, I mean, I'm guessing this would be post-Secret Wars and all that, but that would be her own film. My guess is she will appear in Secret Wars, and that in and of itself could give an explanation for her resurrection. Or she's an alternate version of when it was, he met those as well in Doctor Strange. So anyway, Nova, what's he up to? Well, what about Nova? Let's see. Nova is also confirmed to be in development, and it will be a DP series. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Featuring the fan favorite Marvel Comics character Richard Rider. Yeah, Richard Rider's his name. Fun fact, we got our start by helping Marvel Comics promote the 2007... Oh, his site promoted. Matt McClellan's a big Nova fan. So according to Daniel RPK, this Nova series will focus on the Nova Corps in space, which sounds like it means multiple characters of the Nova Corps will be used. Nope. The Nova comics also have featured the Nova Corps in space. But what usually happens is that Xandar is destroyed, just like at the start of Infinity War. The comics focus on Richard Rider on Earth as the Lone Wolf Cub, or set in space as Nova Prime. It's kind of like Green Lantern, but, with helmets. Different powers, too. Okay. Anyway, unfortunately, when the MCU greenlit James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy movie, the bozos running Marvel Comics canceled all the cool Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Cosmic Comics to relaunch it to fit with Gunn's goofy take. Hopefully, the MCU doesn't go that route and is more inspired by the late Keith Giffen's Annihilation and Dan Abnett's 2007 Nova series. I didn't read those, but I've been meaning to. Hopefully, I'll get to it. But I understand what he means. They just became enamored with James Gunn's comical approach to the characters and believed that was the magic sauce to Marvel and have been trying to copy it and repeat it, but none of them are James Gunn, and they've failed continuously with it. But I don't think they've learned the lesson. God, that is one sexy woman. Yeah. Too bad she's stuck in this Agatha show. So anyway, Agatha premiered, yeah. So the new rumor is that Aubrey Plaza will be sticking around the MCU and will be making more appearances. Daniel RPK says Aubrey Plaza is expected to appear in more Marvel projects post Agatha all along. Well, Agatha isn't looking like it's doing too well, both critically and viewership ratings. Again, it's only 2 episodes, but yeah, it's mostly just really boring. Really boring. But again, only 2 episodes. So I would be surprised to see anyone appearing in that series continuing on in the MCU. Yeah, but it's Aubrey, Kind of wish she was one of the other characters, what is she, the Black Queen or something? I don't even know. Anyway, so I would be surprised to see anyone appearing, yeah, but it's Aubrey Plaza, so. And it says, I'll also be surprised if Jack Schaefer and Megan McDonnell end up being the writers for Scarlet Witch movie. Yeah. probably not going to happen. But more than likely, yeah, you could get a Scarlet Witch movie. That's right. Who is the most powerful DC superhero? Superman. Oh, I didn't see results again. You see, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, there we go. There's some Marvel and DC rumors and news. Well, mostly rumors. Except for the Superman show. That's in their teaser. So, that one's true. But most of these, they sound pretty credible to me. So anyway, there you go. That's a little look ahead for, well, your Marvel and DC entertainment and cinema and television.